A student asked the master, "What should I do in order to be enlightened?" A student asked the master, "What should I do in order to be enlightened?" And the master says, "As much as you can do to make the sun rise and the sun set." What should you do in order to be enlightened? The master says, "As much as you can do to make the sun rise and sun set." That means you can't do anything, no? The student gets confused. Then what is the use, asks the student, of all these spiritual practices if we can't do anything? What is the use of all these spiritual practices? And the master says, only to make sure you are awake when the sun rises and the sun sets. Please listen carefully. What should I do in order to be enlightened? The master says, as much as you can do to make the sun rise and the sun set. Then what is the use of all these spiritual practices? And the master says, only to make sure that you are awake when the sun rises, you are awake when the sun sets. The whole gamut of spirituality, be it the Bhagavad Gita, be it the Bhagavatam, be it the Ramayana, be it the Shiva Sutra, as Lord Shiva himself tells Parvati in the Shiva Sutra, my whole teaching, he says, is Jnanam Jagrataha. Jnanam, the real understanding, is not giving you verbal knowledge, but the real understanding is Jagrataha. Jagrataha means to be really inwardly awake. And therefore, to be awake is the real call of the Gita. Everybody in life, please understand, goes through conflicts in life. Please listen carefully. Everybody goes through conflicts in life. Everybody focuses in life, if you closely see, hey, this is my paristiti. This is my paristiti. My paristiti means this is my situation in life. Like Arjuna tells Lord Krishna, in fact, initially he convinces Lord Krishna, his paristiti, his situation demands for him to be miserable. Guru na hatva hi mahanu bhavan shreyo bhoktum vaikshmapiya loke. Arjuna explains to Arjuna, look at my paristiti, look at my state of being, look at my situations in life, that I have to kill my own guru, Bhishma and Drona. And if my guru Bhishma and Drona are somewhere ignoble people, it is easy to kill. But look at my paristiti, my situation, that Bhishma and Drona, puja harvari sudana. Puja means they deserve to be worshipped. But look at my plight, ishu bihi prati yotsyami. I have to shoot arrows to my own guru. My situation, oh Lord, is very unique, and therefore I deserve to be miserable. Now this is Arjuna's state. I do a lot of live workshops globally, and in this workshop I don't give discourses on the Gita. People talk about their problems, and everybody convinces me why their life is miserable. And they want me to join them also. Swamiji, you do not know my situation. I have a unique boss, specially manufactured by the industry and sent by courier to destroy my life. So my boss is the cause. Somebody says my mother-in-law is the cause. She's very jealous. Everybody goes on. And since we are educated, we very intellectually, logically package our sorrow. All right, and therefore, most of us, if you closely observe, please see, we go on saying our paristiti. Paristiti means our situation in life is making me miserable. And that's what Arjuna also says. And logically viewing, it appears true. Therefore, the Kathopanishad beautifully says, na tarkena apaniya. By logic, you don't arrive. Kathopanishad says, na tarkena. By logic, na apaniya, the ultimate truth, the ultimate enlightenment is not achieved through logic, but is achieved through commitment, sankalpa. So in life, in the corporates also I tell, for personal excellence, you will all give you logic logic, reasons, reasons, reasons why you cannot produce results in life. You will explain your management the reasons why you cannot produce results in life. But management doesn't pay you money to produce results, give you reasons. Management does not endorse your reasons. Management is paying you money with your commitment to produce results. So why I'm trying to say, even in the corporate world, it is not just reasons, and most of us get cheated by our own reasons. Company is paying you money not for you to give a thesis why you cannot produce result. Company is paying you money to operate from commitment and creativity to produce results. Listen carefully to me what I'm saying. I'm all connecting to the Gita, but I'm giving you examples which is applicable and relevant in your life. So too also in your home situations in life. You may have reasons, your mother-in-law, your daughter-in-law is very, very this one. You may have all reasons. You may quote it with logic. But real creativity is when you come from a sankalpa, from a commitment. In spite of all this, what can be my solution? So therefore, if anybody gets tied down to paristiti and justify their paristiti to create bandhanam, to create bondage, that is operating from jivatma, operating from lower energies. So what Gita is telling us is, irrespective of the paristiti, and therefore paristiti means situation, and look at the Gita situation when two brothers are fighting, and Arjuna has to fight his own cousins. Arjuna has to fight Bhishma and Drona, his grandfather and his own guru. Means the worst scenario is presented. The worst situation is presented to you and I. Your worst situation is presented, and Lord Krishna says, you can still practice spirituality. You can still be enlightened in and through the worst situations of life. And therefore the first chapter is called Vishada Yoga. Vishada means sorrow, despondency, dejection, frustration. How you can convert that into a yoga. So therefore, friends, each one of you, these thousands of people who are here, each one of you, you have a story. You have a situation. I have a difficult husband. I have a difficult son. My son is a drug addict. All right, my son is very naughty, Swamiji, just like my wife. All right, and it's a manufacturer's defect. You can't change him. So how do you expect me to be happy in this paristiti? Each one of you, as I'm talking to you and unfolding the verses, audit your life. Like you give your books of account for auditing, I want each one of you to audit as I am telling you. Each one has a story, has a katha. Not Hari Katha, but your own katha, a story. Stories, and all this story keeps your situation as your binding point. Lord Krishna says, more than the situation, the worst situation, like the Kurukshetra is presented. Alright, in that worst situation, his teaching, the Lord is, it is not the paristiti, it is the monosthiti which is very important. Arjuna, it is not the paristiti, your monosthiti. What is a state of mind? You always focus on events in life, but you don't rewind, you don't understand more than the events. It is your mental state which is going to decide how you experience an event. All right, the event is you come home, your wife does not smile at you. This is an event, a sthiti. You come home, your wife does not smile at you. But you get so frustrated, despondent, you take a glass and throw it, break that. It is not the event your wife did not smile when you came home. It is your monostuti, your state of mind. Your state of mind has interpreted, my wife's not smiling at me means she hates me, she doesn't care for me. She's right, I'm upset. This interpretation of the mind, your monosthiti is creating. A little more evolved person, whereas if his state of mind, monosthiti is sakaratmak, he is positive there. A wife is unhappy, She's not able to smile. Maybe she has just come from a dentist right now. Or she has got her own kind of histories. Her pedigree has some problem, like genetical problems. So you will be more compassionate if your manosthiti is there. And the whole Gita, friends, in a simple way, we present to God, we present to our Guru, we are present to life, our situation, and we decide our life is depending on the situation. The Lord is telling, more than the situation, it is your manosthiti, what state of mind that you are. If this state of mind can be changed, uddharet atmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atma eva atmanaha bandhuhu atma eva atmanaha ripuhu. He says, O Arjuna, uddharet means urdhvam nayet, lift yourself. Natmanam avasadayet, never condemn yourself at any situation. You may be difficulty, right now, for me it is difficult to talk now. So much of sound. And it's little echoing, it's difficult for a speaker. Right, this is the situation which I am there. But if my mind says, hey, in spite of it, I should be able to communicate. In spite of it, I'll be able to do. If I change that state of mind, please see, you change it, a state of mind. Lord Krishna says, whatever situation, natmanam avasadayet, don't condemn yourself. Don't demean yourself. You may go through many failures in life, but don't condemn yourself. Don't condemn yourself. And what happens when you do this? Atma eva atmanaha bandhuhu. Your mind is your bandhu, means friend. Your mind, atma, is your ripuhu, your enemy. A mind which encourages is a friend. A mind which discourages is your enemy. So the Lord says beautifully, your mind is your friend, your mind is your enemy. Friend and enemy are not outside, it is your state of mind. So whatever be the situation that you are, if your mind is discouraging you, if your mind is getting frustrated, if your mind is getting upset, if your mind is getting despondent, if your mind is getting shattered, fragmented, all right, this is enemy which is functioning, and your task should be to change that mind. In spite of this difficult situation, like in my life workshops, I say, Thomas Alva Edison, 999 times he failed in creating a bulb. Somebody came to Thomas Alva Edison and said, you must be a frustrated person. 999 times you failed. Thomas Alva Edison said, no, 999 times I learned how not to create a bulb. And therefore, my failure was a fertilizer to success. So therefore, look at his state of mind, was not discouraging, was encouraging. So the task, friends, throughout the Gita, the Lord goes on converting in his Upadesha, converting in his teaching, how you can position your mind as a friend. And that is the tip. You go to a barber and get your hair cut done. You need your mental cut to be done properly. In a way, why you get your hair cut done? For you to feel comfortable. You have to trim your thoughts properly so that your state of being will be comfortable. And therefore, friends, in a simple summary of the Gita, we focus on the paristiti, situation. The Lord says, audit your manosthiti, your mental state. But now, just auditing your mental state just becomes psychology. So is Bhagavad Gita a simple book of psychology? No. Right? The Gita does not say, stop at changing your manosthiti. It says, change your atmasthiti. Atma means self. There is a self beyond the mind. Psychology stops at only mind. And the Gita, in the Hindu tradition, you say there is a state of your being which is called Atma, which is beyond your mind. Oh no, Swamiji, when my mind is calm, I am calm. When your mind is upset, I am upset. So I am mind. No, in a state of deep sleep, says the great Adi Shankara, in the state of deep sleep, when your mind is not there, still you were there. Please listen. In a state of deep sleep, says Adi Shankara, when your mind was not there, you are there. So when you get up in the morning, what do you say? Aham kimapi na janami sukhena nidra maya anubhuyate. I did not aham kimapi na janami. The next day when you get up, you say, I don't know anything. But sukhena nidra maya anubhuyate. I slept very well. So if you are not there in sleep, how did you experience sleep? So therefore there's a state of your being which is beyond your mind. This is called Atma Sthiti. The Gita is telling, intelligently relate to the Paristhiti, change your mental state, Manosthiti, and for that you have to change your state of being, which is called Atma Sthiti. Therefore, while talking to Arjuna about a simple problem to fight against his Kauravas, he is talking of Atma. What state of being are you in? What is your energy right now you are in? What is your urja, energy? He talks about that self, right? Unless you log on to that self, you will not be able to do. And therefore, friends, please understand, the Gita is a journey from the Paristhiti to the Manosthiti to the Atmasthiti.